Attack for Galamsey. Ghana is bleeding. Ghana is in pain. In the hands of some officials that we voted for, to those that share the responsibility of the said name called appointees, thinking they are all going to join hands to see to the future of this country, molding the mother Ghana that we all want to see.
Me as DCE,
not knowing that they are the said people that want to see us bleeding to impoverish the masses and acquire wealth for themselves. Where did we get wrong? Ghana's
Galamsey fight has a hidden engine, a pay-to-destroy syndicate operating in the shadows.
On that fateful day when Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah said,
"From now on, there is a new African in the world. That new African is ready to fight his own battle and show that after all, the black man is capable of managing his own affairs."
Henceforth, black man is capable of managing his own affairs. Is this the management that he promised us? Is this the future Nanko person ki hunana? Ebani saying that just the few that we give them our thumb to become our leaders, to think for us, to speak for the voiceless, now become the same people that becomes the cause root of our pain, and nothing is done about it.
The president needs to crack the whip on MMDCEs within their localities. They are the superintendent heads of whatever happens at the local level. And mind you, Galamsey is not happening in Greater Accra. It's happening in the hinterlands. The communities where these MMDCs are caretakers and they hold power within that locality.
Ghana, Ediasamoa. We can never forget the ways of.
I made a public commitment to tackle Galamsey, the phenomenon that had been ravaging our environment and destroying our lands and water bodies in the pursuit of mining our gold. I knew and was very much aware that fighting Galamsey was not a universally popular position for a president to take. But I felt strongly enough about the need to protect our environment to say I was prepared to put my presidency on the line in the defense of our lands and water bodies.
And to Asante Menyi route 2482.
Galamsey no there bufu airtime enye na mum so yenso yen kase yenso ayemfum so bi na za ba bia wotie no wo ho ne nana wo ye Galamsey so wunya sika ne bi firi mu dia ati ukọ ho no de 21 report am obi one na report man wasase out so no ayetu ensuo no ankrofo nom no eseye no wa ye ho de ebe wa waka ho de ebe.
To a direct submission made by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
If somebody must be in prison, it's those district chief executives and ministers and others who are doing the Galamsey.
Galamsey today, Galamsey tomorrow.
A mafia situation where if we are not very careful, it's going to engulf all of us.
We can't just forget the pain we caused some families years ago, as some memories continue to live in our mind, of which it becomes very tough for some loved ones. So Muribe Frioma this year. Major Mahama died as a result of this said act. On August 6, 2025, 8 heroes that lost their lives all because of this said act. Noir. JR10, a forum, a discussion, or whatever be and me. You agree on something, a fundamental discussion. I bet you towards say, how can we end this act in Ghana? Nipa wukwao. Until date, lessons, all because those are your things say womo and eboa o man ni chichire no, not knowing say omo na hye chire ekwa o man ni chichire. Amansie Central District. Of course, you can choose to call him Honorable Emmanuel Agyemang,
and a district chief executive himself.
And is this the honorable work going on? Defending with all boldness, with all voice out, claiming.
In the tape, he confirms that the task force collects monies and that it operates under his instructions.
Assembly, me as DCE, Mama na Sakwenya na so nkonkoye. Ona we mining desk officer. It is akwenya tell osi ya na enye dia fine ye ka ho asem. E na meka jo say the benya o raise complaints here. O start ejuma we almost 1 month ni on one leg ni. Miners are on your encounter. O ma frame no. O mo bro 20. O mo frame nka ho. Obi a wa frame bi eni ho a me ma people ndi afre malam. Me ka che na say ene ne nko kasa. Na yama na 2 minutes wonje.
JoyNews expose on Galamsey continue to be the heartbreak of Ghanaians. To the intellectuals, those that want to think rational and want to see a change in the development of this country. And Yehuni say, it's just a fighter. We are only trying to paint a certain picture, but behind the scene, we are the ones that dirty to that picture, no. Whilst people are on the front line, trying to wipe away the tears of people, not knowing that those are armored that tears in Ebano, they are rather in the shorts and the boxers of the said people crying.
Ghana's illegal mining crisis has taken a darker turn. Despite promises, policies and political declarations, the destruction rages on. Our rivers run brown, our forests are hollowed out, and our communities choke on poisoned water and abandoned pits. For years, illegal miners have been blamed. But what if the real crisis is not merely the illegal miners, but an institutional marketplace where government officials turn environmental destruction into a revenue stream?
This expose gives us a clear picture of how people trade money at the expense of people's future, their health, their well-being, and as to how our money betimi ejina brane.
They have actually also more or less evolve certain methods, certain technologies where they can combine all manner of metals and cause damage to the brain. They can cause damage to the kidneys. They can cause damage to the liver. They can cause damage to the lungs. They can cause damage to the gastrointestinal tract. And the eventual effect is that this patient may end up developing cancer.
We price things 3,000 Ghana cedi for chamfan machine as they label it at 1 leg. If you own an excavator, that is when you are going to pay 30,000, 40,000, 5,000 or 6,000. If yours not a double there, and this is the level that we've gotten to as people. We trade interest of our own, we trade greediness of our own, all in the name of our case, our generation, whilst the masses suffer in pain. Let's go direct and play on the intelligence of people. Near me say, Obubefu Obebi Sansem, say ye say Galamsey, and say ye good Galamsey. How are those people living in those communities, you know? How are they going to survive? But you ask yourself, say, if that money that you acquire today from Galamsey, say who ye na kidney failure, say who ye na disability setting in, say who ye na wunsuo no will not buy a full of metal, will that money no be able to save you from that harm nana and not the effect nana? Bisa once, the effect is clear. The effect lives with us. People are born with disabilities.
Dear Galamsey to me yenio. Akola one can show your bonnet, one your biabone, near one kurase. Deformity. Because of a year the mercury. And you're my dear Galamsey. And yen I am for to home, I saw for to home. Et ye beside him for no more conscience in it. My goodness. Tell him for no more the moon sass in the moon show one mamma for saying to Galamsey. Et moon and which me say and take a mabanya in the end. I don't know what you say. I don't know any conscience. Obi, as I say, I would just want to know. As I see the war, wouldn't you? Manfulness was in Tinaya. Manfulning in a yare say, no one to a hidden white bin and dirty and your papa. Politicians are very immoral. Or money conscience. It is about money. It is about power. Nothing more, nothing less.
Look at our lands, our rivers, our water bodies because of this act. And we think it's a joy and a song that we continue to sing in praise. Ghana and our leaders, it's a shame.
In politics, you must understand the following. 1, nobody has your interest. 2, everybody is chasing their interests. 3, dealing with politicians is like sleeping with tigers. You must always have your eyes wide open.
People are paying money for stickers. Ebeme yehuni se wudi waye wasede wie, wudi wo chesika wie, nti ko na kwakoye wadwuma.
Our investigation also uncovered receipts and warrant stickers being issued to guarantee uninterrupted illegal operations when payments were made.
A shameful act that leads people to a security checkpoint because if you're drone, you know perfectly well say a illegal activity. Look at the scrutiny, look at what people go through, and sana or mokranya access to whatever they are looking for.
We are seated, waiting for Red. We count our 3,000 Ghana cedis ready to be handed over to him for our stickers and receipts. Red arrived after 30 minutes. Funds were forbidden in his inner office, where we will meet him. Search is conducted, even on NADMO officers who are accomplices. After 30 minutes of engagement, Red directed that Benjamin leads us to a rural bank, where final payments will be made.
Is this the honorable act that you want us to praise you of because you hold the position of a DCE?
Excavator bako
30,000, 40,000, 30,000 million. Masa? One, and this will tell me, no book might do 50,000, 60,000. Wow.
And I chamfan,
3,000. That's a no kind of show. And no crowd from a young but this year in Africa. From your Saturday Ghana, or money, but this year, master to be in the buy. I know master TV.
I know your wine policy excavator 3,000 and wine policy.
Your policy, a best system.
Since when are we going to neutralize our mind and take a positive stand when it comes to governance and politics? No partisan politics, so that we can speak truth to power and make sure that the right things are always done for the development of we living right now and the younger generation. Someone fought for the independence and now it is up to us to continue that legacy and develop it for the next generation, and this is what we are doing.
According to the Forestry Commission, 44 out of 288 forest reserves have been invaded and harmed. Beneath the crisis are acts of bribery and corruption, illegal payments, extortion, sanctioned by those elected and appointed to protect our resources.
Just picture this at a point, the disappointment he felt when he got to know, sir. He thought something else, but he had the fofro.
Pacho chamfan bako.
Chamfan na oka.
Pachani.
One leg no.
Pachani.
Oh. Would you have about me bro? Why?
Pacho. The fight.
The words are clear and it leads us to a very tangible proof. Now we are rubbing the truth over your faces as to how we can pick the pieces together Now you be making sure that those people face the right call to the causes and the consequences of their action. No? This is the time. Not to say some crimes they don't deserve punishment. But we have people in prisons. We have people who more bre more tete a certain attribute or ma committee home. Because because will be. How then are we going to face issues that also affected the entire country? How are we going to look at the faces of these people? Ni ebe kanya no atum na omo de ye be praise woman from say honorables.
Our investigation points to serious breaches of the law by state officials entrusted to protect the public. Under the Minerals and Mining Act 2006, Act 703, facilitating or providing cover for illegal mining constitutes a criminal offense. Evidence gathered shows that officials who offered protection and collected payments may have crossed the line from regulators to accomplices. These actions potentially violate the Criminal Offences Act 1960, Act 29, which criminalizes corruption and abuse of public office, as well as the Public Financial Management Act 2016, Act 921, which prohibits unauthorized collection of public funds. The conduct of the District Chief Executive also raises questions under the Local Government Act 2016, Act 936, while the environmental damage may contravene the Environmental Protection Agency Act 1994, Act 490.
A black man always wants to glorify leadership in absence of him not doing his work well with respect. We glorify it with no sense of legacy beer to protect. But we think the more you talk about it, the less they say you say, Uniskentina will make noise. By nation building, in a joint hands with other people to make sure that all forces geared towards nation building, no, any failure.
And the bedis can Makulata, more than 3 hours. That time I'm about before bed at 9:30 to 8 o'clock to Ayapakumoya Juma. And now almost 3,000. I'm my receipt in your forgery paper. 5 days to require December, January. Now what can be 1 year, 30 million now 5 days, 2 months.
How much is 30 million?
3,000. Me almost me bra. One machine you have 3,000. One machine you have 3,000. Me mopa me contract enko jakubo just straight walk. Me red. Me just red. Una be kama me o say na yan red ya friend imam.
Ghana's politics are rising to the level where officials must have the courage to deceive those people now or voting for them. No omo riding over their intelligence and more feel say as a modie sebe munni adwene kra da mutrim. We rob the art illegal behind closed doors. They come in the limelight and make everything look as if say you dom ye pemwasem ni ye pemun kankro. It's no more NSH. The pain continue day by day. Now our cocoa any say meta anko. You might think you are not living unti Amansie Central. And you know things say emfa ho because unti one movie. But our water bodies, a travel to baby out here, you think you have the money to buy sachet water. Until you be out in the way you save, you are deceiving yourself. Baby a sachet water and every assassin moi. Baby at the bottled water now one nominal finish share and no dey save no. Bisa won say sansu na himfa ne free ba asasi kro na moi. The same assassin you say. Ya say no, ya the chemicals. A poison no. Are you full of metals no? They said in sooner. Officials say they have money to import insu from outside. No more benum. You people are being wicked on your own people. We glorify them. Omunye ye hu wie na omu kura side sika de abepepa ye ho anu ne yehia wo mu a onabu ni o boss ni o yes ni o and a father. But the cost root of their money is from our own people na ya ye ho a. Some support that they give to people in the community near free the evil deeds of them across society name.
Irresponsible mining, terrorism is then at the same time facilitating this through what is seemingly even state sanctioned, right? Because there are receipts that are involved. It means that the state infrastructure is accounting for its support and its own implications into it. So it's a strange arrangement where the state now is in itself an illegal miner.
That is the reason why they drive in expensive cars. They live in luxury houses because some position, and I'm more. We started the task force a fairly Ghana. The lives of people are more security officials. Yet me bobidumutu e prawomo na dani insema eni anyai. At various sites I fighting Galamsey, not knowing say the same penny for 9 century. Ya rekendo niema ya kwayen satraye the 9 motion so babishim say omo fighting Galamsey. Now it has gotten to the level that the same officials now and a verified receipt.
The deeper we went into the investigation, the more we uncover the extortion network. This time, we visited the NADMO office hours later. Here, we met Evans Amankwa, the municipal NADMO director, the same officer whose men we had earlier seen at Red's residence. He welcomed us without hesitation, fully aware of our mission because one of his men had told him about us. He inspected the receipt we had from the bank.
Well, you're out here, you're in my reclamation. You say 1 line for most of the
after paying the 3,000 Ghana cedis or whatever amount you be can't do, near more that sticker no, so the baby said tarry him. Na mate me who say I see a kasi cooperation. This zone or sub police we be a way a young crowfwa they've already paid into a the young commerce so you have to also make another payment to the same name officials now or mum and a operation just to divert attention na innocent ones and a dear yadoma for yaum.
This direction was to confirm the amount to be taken. His officer, in another meeting room, requested that 2,000 cedis be paid to avert any ambush from NADMO officials.
Next week. Say next week Monday nearby Nanka. Yabe director so yabe money yabani ye. Say name ko budget 1,000 Nanka for the 1,000 Nanka ni Nanka sasa say the way danas Nanka yabe Monday Nanka.
After negotiating, he agreed to the 1,000 cedis. This was paid to the lead negotiator at the director's office.
Omani chichireno baby yedi akwa no personal interest, personal gain. Or surgical Dr. Kwame Nkrumah and our forefathers that fought no mudo mujadi to what mama or mai say a drew yan so see a bit me ye be at us so na in manso emre. This is the time we need your spirit into the leaders ye did to me assurance for them to be bold and speak truth to their officials and to people bro. This is the time we need a spirit to rekindle the spirit of freedom fighters in our own leaders, no money into my perfra. This is all what we pray for because on money a yanka say dia yanara sasinye a boarding ding at the maye mujana na nanum bi ehyiegu ye de gi o man de maye no edru yanso so si ye be bia to aso yi eno ene galamsey yi eno ene corruption no eno ene timamufu a ebre na mpenifo esere eno ene timamufu eja odie ne omusun na mpenifo acquire wealth for themselves no omunko na omufiefo nko a no mu pia they play the innocent card ni ehu omo se womo na so no mo kron no munko na nim nyansa all in the name of hiding behind political powers no mo bra wo man no Omani yanka se dia. Let's see to the future for this mother Ghana. No money bre.
If it's somebody must be in prison, it's those district chief executives and ministers and others who are doing the Galamsey.
Na si betimi aka bom ni agimodi as presidents of this nation. Ni ati asese mo wo the fight of Galamsey at heart. Na dia mo kan nyina ye ne kra. This is about time your appointees, the DCEs, the MMCs, or whoever be a more appointed woman. I will say ma emrani di woman because they are not above the law now. A dim conform that prison. Da ben and the bekwa kosi say eba ye media talk. They be a beka sasia, but nothing. For how many years have we lived in Ghana? How many political officials? How many politicians? And akwa them. They be a that sorority news fufro. If it's about corruption, na enya de fufra, na ya die ni enyai. And so die ne si wachiri. Because they said ordinary people no love it that way. We will stand up with a form of tribalism, with a sense of ahanami belonging to, near fighting for something that we know nothing about because I belong to this party. Waba power there. The obeye bia was say support it. Think about your pocket. Think about your children. Think about the country at large. Nebisa who say, how well do you benefit from the said official na wo friend honorable no? Ni act na into wo friend honorable no. E die ni wenya die frame. If it's not about party t-shirt, if it's not about the last day sharing of 20 cities and 100 cities, rice and other things that you demand during election time, a day in the way near free. So we want to see, Mr. President, a serious act, a serious action I be taking against this thing. Now my officials not here, now my on minimum penny for na from politicians, you know. When they go into politics, that is the moment our life is changing, you know. We only give few people on mine shabre someone says sign my for a greater and a positive cause, but not to turn things upside down. And that is what here can one step. Big ups to JoyNews say this big expose, and this one must take a different turn when it comes to a minor teacher, because that is what we want to see. Expose, a tax for Galamsey. The name has always been synergy, always the two fingers in the ear, and this is on the street. Us, let's roll it on for next time.
So we share 3,000 now. They chat 1 year.
Red. And the budget is becoming more like a mafia situation where if you are not very careful, it's going to engulf all of us.
Ghana's Galamsey fight has a hidden engine, a pay-to-destroy syndicate operating in the shadows.
Me as DCE, Mama na Sakwenya so Nkonkoye.
If it's somebody must be in prison, it's those district chief executives and ministers and others who are doing the Galamsey.